Welcome to the John Doe Radio Show. Today it is a Friday, a snowy Friday in the Mile High, the beginning of Winter X Games in Colorado, January 27th. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. God dang, I am louder than shiz. Everything is just loud. Okay, there we go. Whew. Still things happen in this situation where, I don't know, things change. Like I come in and the levels are off and I don't know if it's me. Maybe it's just me screaming in the microphone right off the bat and saying, ah! No, what it really is this microphone's not running through the compressor. It's just going through the board and then coming back around and digging a hole like Bugs Bunny would dig, you know, all the way here, and then he would get over there, and then he'd be like, where the hell am I? I'm in Transylvania when I meant to be at the beach. Maybe I did take one too many dabs before the show started today, but that's quite all fine. It's a Friday. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. As I did mention here a second ago, it is the start of Winter X Games. I hope some amazing stroke of glory I get to end up in Aspen at some point in time this weekend to watch the Winter X Games. If I seem distracted at all during the show, then really what I'm doing is just watching people do double McTwist rodeo flips off of Buttermilk Mountain in Aspen. So don't blame me, okay? Please, just do not blame me. Two parts to my two favorite damn things in the whole entire year. Sit down and watch and have good times with the Winter X Games and the Summer X Games. It's good times. I got to meet Travis Pastrana one time. I don't know if any of you know who Travis Pastrana is. He's a big, X Games type of guy that throw yourself off a cliff, land on your neck, get up, walk away type of guy. I met him in Aspen. We were doing a event. It was a rally up in Aspen, and I was helping out with it a little bit with the radio station, doing some promotion, and he was at a car dealership, and I got to sit down and talk with him, handed him the Dirt 2 like video game. If any of y'all are familiar with video games, it's like the okay, it's just the rally car racing game, and he's a really cool dude, really calm. He's like one of those guys where you imagine, like he just sits there and he's like, yeah, just chill, and you're like, there's some sort of explosion inside of you, dude, that just got. When the rest of the human beings were designed and as everything went right, there was some sort of flaw that caused some sort of crazy explosion in your head that you have this calmness now, but then this calmness leads to you wanting to throw yourself off of cliffs. And Travis Pastrana here in Colorado one year during that rally flipped his car like 8 times in Steamboat. We were at that rally. That was the same rally that we're talking about, dude. Unfortunately, I wasn't in the same area because they'd be driving like left 2, left brake 4 into this turn 2, 4, left right 6 into the turn. And anyway, and he missed one and then just went rolled like 8 times. If you want to check it out, YouTube it. Travis Pastrana rolls 8 times. Colorado Cog Rally. Cog Rally. It's pretty sweet. I mean, how somebody walks away like that, and he looks over at his co-pilot. He's like, "Are you okay, man? Are you alive?" I would be so pissed if I'm the co-pilot. No, I meant left 3, not left 4. God damn it, left 4. Anyway, so it's good times here in the Mile High. If you are in the Mile High, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be calling Steve Elliott in just a few minutes, probably about 10 minutes or so after we get some commercials, get caught up on all the news that's happening around the nation. Thank you for joining us. You, the awesome listeners of the John Doe Radio Show. We would not be here without you, would not have anything without you, so I appreciate you more than none other. But without our sponsors and without you going to support our sponsors, then we might not have those sponsors. So I encourage you guys to please get a hold of our sponsors. Tell them the John Doe Radio Show sent you. On my Facebook page, as we got to it yesterday, it comes up like 3rd. Tim Martin, marijuana. like the third. I'm sure if you put Tim Martin John Doe Radio, it would come up as no, just enter this Tim Martin Facebook marijuana, and it'll come up third. All right, and you can find me. I got a bunch of specials that we repost up on my Facebook page for all our great sponsors that we have, and we hugely appreciate them. We want to keep them on. We want to have a long-standing relationship with these sponsors to be able to do what we need to do here at the John Doe Radio Show. I think I say that enough, but I just want to make sure that it's important. I want to make sure that it is made clear that how important it is for you to help these guys out that help us out. Also, I would like to remind you guys that Patients Out of Time is here in Colorado. Patients Out of Time, if you'd like to learn more about them, you can go Google Patients Out of Time, or you can also go to coloradopot.org. coloradopot.org. It's this project with Warren Edson and Irv Rosenfeld and a few others that basically give scholarships to people here in the state of Colorado to be able to get their medical marijuana license that otherwise may not be able to get it. They will pay for your doctor's appointment possibly, and they will also pay for your medical marijuana license through the state of Colorado, which includes that $35 fee. And sometimes the doctor's appointments can be, anywhere from, I don't even guess the low end, all the way up to $150, $200 sometimes probably for a doctor's visit. I would hope that it wouldn't be up to $200, but I think the Hemp and Cannabis Foundation is helping out with that, the THCF Foundation, or THC Foundation. So check that out. Go to coloradopot.org. I think there is still a very good amount of scholarships available, so get in on that while you can. coloradopot.org. Apply. What's going on over here at the X Games? Oh, dude, that's the kicker. Looks like he's doing a front side 1280 off my tailbone. Oh, there's a McTwist. Oh, rodeo. Oh, almost. Damn, he landed that kicker flat. Dude almost died right there. The X Games, you get to experience one of two amazing things in the entire, with the Winter X Games in particular. Well, both X Games, but the Winter X Games in particular. Two of the most amazing things in the entire world, and that is the Colorado outdoors during the wintertime. There's nothing that beats it. I mean, maybe Steve will argue here in a second that his locale beats our locale, but no. It's Aspen and Breckenridge and all that great stuff. And two, superheroes in action, man. Seriously, like defeat of human ability. If you don't believe in miracles, then you don't watch the X Games. It's just that awesomeness. Anyway, I'm sure you guys don't want to hear about the dang X Games. Would like to also remind you that we got some new advertisers that are probably coming in. Some new sponsors and people that are going to be giving, especially with this case, people that are going to be giving you some awesome information. That is Top Shelf Extract going to be, hopefully, we're going to single down a date. I'm not sure. Chloe called me last night and we talked about some stuff. So I think we have some things that we're going to take care of She's going to punch me in the face if I talk anything more, all right? I mentioned yesterday that Chloe, most beautiful, educated, go get 'em type people or whatever. That still don't mean she won't smack a sucker. All right? So we won't go acting a fool and blowing it. But to go back to what we were originally talking about, the Top Shelf Extract, I'm going to be talking to you about a lot about extracts. Whether we get, people that dig the oil, the people that dig the wax, people that dig the water hash. We got Nick T in the repertoire. We got Daniel, obviously, in the repertoire. Hopefully Derek will make it in. Our good friend BHO. Homie got his nickname from the John Doe Radio Show. Bo, BHO. Works over at River Rock. Hopefully we get him. Talking to Stephen Lewis, hopefully, at one of our awesome main sponsors, the Cherry Company, Pearl Company, and the Teapot. All together make the Pink House Blooms Group. Cannot wait to sit down and talk with him about his ISO wax that he makes. Top shelf, nothing better than this ISO wax, period, if you're looking for ISO. So, good times. Big what up to Steve out there Also, big what up to CPM. Make sure you check them out. They're going to be doing some really, really awesome things here in the near future. I'm just telling you, I'm trying to give you the lowdown, okay? That's all I'm saying. CPM, Compassionate Pain Management, both located in Lakewood and Louisville, a group of people who really do care about providing the best care and services and medicine offered to you. A holistic healing center offers massage therapy, acupuncture, Reiki practices, and pain management care plans, along with cannabis products to help improve your life and decrease your suffering. It's important to make sure you pick a place who is part of all this for the right reasons and can offer you more than just those top shelf meds. Located in Lakewood at 1585 Quail Street, number 13B, and in Louisville at 1116-7 West Dillon Road, on the southwest corner of West Dillon and McCaslin. Consider more than just top shelf meds that are required at respected cannabis centers by adding more to your I stumbled over completely. The computer shut down over repertoire. Add more to your game, fool. Add more to your therapy regime. Chinese medicine, therapeutic massage, lymphatic drainage, and hot stone massage, just a few of the options available to you today at CPM, located in 2 locations, Colorado, Lakewood, 1585 Quail Street, 13B, number 13B. And I'm getting way too far ahead of myself. All of a sudden, I got a rush of energy there. It's got a boost of craziness. I don't know why. Woo! It's the weather. You got to take... If we were to open the window, pull the camera outside, we should do that. We should maybe, flip that camera back there and, turn it around. And is it still... Because it's snowing out pretty good, right? We should flip that camera. Maybe during the commercial, I'll get up and check it out. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the X Games and the weekend and trying to keep up the energy and... Everybody's like, why the fuck are you clapping? Stop the clapping. I about told Phil to clap. And then he'd be like, bitch, who am I? You're clapping monkey? I will take this camera over here and beat you in the head with it. Take that take that. The viewers will enjoy that. Is all you see is this camera coming in and just be John Doe's on the ground. Cracking Phil up right now. Back to the sponsor. Lakewood. Talking about CPM. Guy's going to hook you up. 1585 Quail Street, number 13B. And in Louisville, number 1116-7 West Dillon Road on the southwest corner of West Dillon and McCaslin, or call them. Louisville, 303-665-5596. Lakewood, 303-232-3620. Once again, Louisville, 303-665-5596. Lakewood, 303-232-3620. As with all of our sponsors, make sure you tell them the John Doe Radio Show sent you. Gives you both a chance to get a discount. Gives us also a chance to make sure that our sponsors know that you found them through us. Sadites. I know there's a lot of people out there that find other people and are connected through the John Doe Radio Show. So just drop our name. That's all we ask. There's a little bit of flavor up in the chili. Where that came from, I have no clue. I think maybe it's because River Rock or something's having some kind of chili cook-off. And why I'm giving them promo, I don't know. Probably because our good homies work over there. And shout-outs to the good homies. Anything else to talk about while we go to this break before we get to the good man, Steve Elliott? Phil, do you have anything for us? Would you like to say anything onto the microphone, Phil?
Nah, nothing really. Maybe you might want to remind everyone to clear their schedule for Tuesday because it's going down.
Oh, shit! Phil, we cannot. You almost let me forget, man. You almost let me forget. He's like, fool, you almost forgot. This Tuesday, do not miss it. Glass Tuesday, Don K, Trainwreck, the man. I don't even know what to say. We talked to you a little bit about this company called Swagger Glass. Am I right? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Phil, let me see your piece over here. I know it's not the cleanest. It's all right. It's all good. You don't have to. It's whatever. It's all good. I'm gonna show off to the awesome people what they could be. You know, this is just a little something. This is one of the first production lines of the type of the people that we're going to be bringing to you on Tuesday. But that's not the important. This is important in itself. God, that back window kills it. kills it, just kills it. All right, there we go. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. This straight little, what is this called, a macro piece? Macro from Hetty? All right. I wonder who's calling me right now. I'm going to have to ignore your call. I'm doing a radio show. The macro. And anyway, this... Wait, let me just go to my Facebook page and read it so I'm not sounding like an absolute idiot here. That would mean I have to get past the... Oh, double flip side rodeo, whatever the hell that means. That would mean I have to get by that first, right? Okay. And then I've buried it under a bunch of stuff, I think, here. Here we go. Sorry, it's well worth it. And Steve, bear with me, man. This is... Actually, I'm going to go to the commercial, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of the flavor of what we got coming up and a giveaway for the sake of Steve. I hate leaving him. We always make it later and later and later for him. I got to keep on track, dude. Got to keep on track. I need some studio dude in here, a producer, an intern, to be like, smack me in the face with something. So anyway, all right, we'll be right back here on the John Doe Radio Show talking about this giveaway that we're going to have Tuesday with some of the most insanity that we have ever had on the John Doe Radio Show. You heard? All right, Steve Elliott coming up from togathetown.com here on the John Doe Radio Show. If you missed anything, check us out, johndoeradio.com. If you missed us and you're listening to us not live at johndoeradio.com, and maybe you got the iTunes download, maybe come and hang out with us Monday through Friday, 11 Mountain Time. That's 10 Pacific, 1 Eastern. You're listening to the John Doe Radio Show.
John Doe Radio.
Under Pink House Blooms, you will find some of Colorado's most respected and popular cannabis centers, including the Cherry Company at 111 Madison Street, the Pearl Company at 1445 Pearl Street, and the Teapot Lounge at 2008 Federal. You have heard the amazing products available from Nika Tea and his solventless wax and hashes from his appearances on John Doe Radio, and now you get to know about the amazing ISO hash made by our good bud Stephen Lewis. This ISO wax cannot be beat, and I challenge you to find a better product. But not only are the products great, but just as I need in my personal caregiver, the service is friendly and personable too. Pink House Blooms and its stores are proud to carry essential extracts, rare dankness, and hoodlum and vector products. All stores are open from 10 to 7 every day, with daily specials like Tuesday, 2-for-1 joints, Warehouse Wednesdays, where they weigh all Pink House grown meds at 4-gram-eighths all day long. Thursdays, buy one edible, get the other half off, and Sundays, let's just say they make it rain. And remember, industry employees get a discount at patient pricing. The Cherry Company on 111 Madison Street, 303-399-6337. The Pearl Company at 1445 South Pearl Street, 303-733-6337. And the Teapot Lounge at 2008 Federal, 303-656-9697. Pink House Blooms. Mad Hatter Smoke Shop has got your high-quality, American-made, unique pieces and some of the best scientific glass available anywhere. Artists and companies like Mike Fro, Cowboy, Zob, Royal, and D-Rock with some of the best products the Mile High State has to offer. Treehouse, Joel Halen, Worm, Tricky, and more. Mad Hatter Smoke Shop also carries Sheldon Black, one of the highest names in glass standards. Don't miss out on the Holy Water Style Collection either. Our friend John Waters offers his line of shirts, jackets, hats, and skateboards for men and women. Mad Hatter Smoke Shop for everything the JDR Army needs. Mention JDR or John Doe Radio and get 20% off. 20%! Visit MadHatterSmokeShop.com or email store@MadHatterSmokeShop.com for inquiries. Mad Hatter Smoke Shop, 6091 West Colfax Avenue in Denver, 303-953-7015. Store at MadHatterSmokeShop.com, 6091 West Colfax Avenue, Denver, Colorado, 303-953-7015. Trouble with the law? Or maybe you're looking to start a medical marijuana business? The law firm of Edson, Mayton, and Matz can help. Attorneys Warren Edson, Lauren Mayton, and Chris Matz offer a wide range of criminal defense-related assistance and cannabis legal services. Call the team of legal professionals ready to help you or your business out today. 303-831-8188. That's 303-831-8188. Or check out the website, warrenedson.com. That's warrenedson.com. Platte Valley Medical Marijuana Center in Denver has some of the most affordable prices anywhere. Don't believe us? Call them. 303-953-0295. That's 303-953-0295. Or just head down and visit them. Trust us. Located at 2301 7th Street, Unit B, across from the Denver Aquarium. Great people who care about a fine selection of meds and a wide variety of extracts from top shelf extracts. With daily specials like Monday Madness with premium strain specific joints for only $1 when they're normally $3. Wax Wednesday with all wax for $15 a gram when normally $20 a gram. And during the NFL playoffs, Platte Valley is running a special on select ounces for just $125 and select $15 eighths, not bottom shelf strains either. You didn't miss what I just said. $125 ounces and $15 select eighths, not bottom shelf strains either. Don't miss one of the busiest and most convenient dispensary locations in Denver, Platte Valley Medical Marijuana Center, located at 2301 7th Street, Unit B, 303-953-0295. And until January 15th, everyone gets patient prices at $25 eighths and $150 ounces. Platte Valley Medical Marijuana Center.
Are you a runner? Are you a runner who supports marijuana legalization? Run on Grass is a group of athletes actively seeking to change our marijuana laws. We speak the truth about cannabis, bringing the message through our feet to new ears. Check out runongrass.com to find out more about us, our events, and how to join up or how to sponsor a runner. If you're in the Denver area, please join us for runs or start a group in your area. Running not your thing? Any sport can do it. On grass. Runongrass.com.
John Doe Radio.
Hanging out with us live on the John Doe Radio Show. God dang it, I always forget about the cannon. I was waiting for the cannon to blast off, and the bastard interrupted me. Don Cannon with one of the hottest beat makers out there right now. I love it. Gonna give Steve Elliott a call from TokeTheTown.com here for our weekly phone conversation about news and stuff. I hope he's paying attention to what's going on, because I'm paying attention to this goddamn Winter X Games.
It's Friday.
It is Friday, Steve Elliott. That means it is Toke of the Town Day with our good buddy from TokeTheTown.com. How you doing live on the John Doe Radio Show?
I'm doing well. What about you, man?
Doing a good times, fantastic time. I think I'm so excited and in a good mood because the Winter X Games here in the fantastic state of Colorado, in Aspen to be specific. So I'm looking forward to watching those.
That sounds like a blast.
It does sound like a blast. People throwing themselves off of half pipes. What beats that? I mean,
doesn't get much better.
The imagination can only imagine what half pipe could be. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just being silly. So good times, man. So you always Toke of the Town, bringing us the best information that we can get. And I didn't know. I wanted to open up and let you kind of go ahead and whatever you needed to throw at us today right off the bat, and then we can get into whatever craziness that we need to later.
One story I found out about late last night and went ahead and wrote up because it was kind of breaking, is that our legislature here in Washington, and as far as I've been able to find out, this is the first time a legislature has done this, has joined with the governor in petitioning the DEA to reschedule marijuana.
Really?
We have 42 members, mostly Democrats, mostly liberals, who have sent a letter to Michelle Lenhart of the DNA and of the DEA, basically asking her the same thing that the governor asked her, which is to move it to Schedule 2, so that patients can get a prescription from their doctor. Yeah,
man, that's we've talked about that before. That's a scary scenario to have it rescheduled.
It is. There's a lot of potential pitfalls in there. And, among some of the scenarios, patients might have less access than they do now. So it's definitely, we've got to keep a close eye on that. I think they have the right idea in that I'm hoping their hearts are in the right place. They just want to increase patient access for those who need it. What they may not be as familiar with as you and I is the background information, which is that Big Pharma, of course, would like to be getting the medical marijuana money instead of the mom and pop stores that we have now.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I think it's also a ploy because one of the things would be, it's rescheduling for Sativex and other drugs would include a Schedule 2 or whatever for them, and then still a Schedule 1 for us. So, I mean, I don't know.
Right, and of course, under that plan, you would have to go to the pharmacy rather than a dispensary. So in that scenario, it sounds to me like the dispensaries are getting cut out and the pharmacies are getting cut in.
Yeah, and I don't know. I sort of have a mixed bag about that, man. I mean, I don't want to be cut out at all. I don't want anybody that the natural herb and the people, that have devoted time and energy to be cut out at all. But I also know that the pharmaceutical companies are not completely bad, that there's probably going to be drugs that developed off of cannabis that are going to help people. And, maybe we might need some of the good scientists and pharmacists, whatever the hell, chemists, to be able to create something like that,
I agree that they likely are going to be able to come up with a lot of good things once they start experimenting with various combinations of cannabinoids. I think it's going to be, the biggest medical story of the 21st century once they really sink their teeth into it. Having said that, my concern is just that I don't want to see any of that research or any of that availability of Sativex used as an excuse or a precept to crack down on what's left of the medical marijuana industry. I think that patients should be able to choose the herbal organic form of the medicine if that's what they prefer. I think that patients should also be able to choose to grow their own if that's what they prefer. A lot of people really don't trust medicine unless they have seen it go from seed to bud themselves.
Yes, as far as buying their medical marijuana.
Yeah, they should have the right to do that. And if they would rather have organic flowers than some sort of concentrate, then I think that should be their choice as well. I think it would be wrong to force patients through the pharmaceutical model when they should have these other choices.
Definitely think so. And but unfortunately, there's some people around the country that don't feel the exact same way that you feel, Steve. In fact, one of the biggest ones that comes to mind for myself is the New Jersey governor, in the state of New Jersey, the no garden state, as we call it, the no medical marijuana implementation state. It's not
big Governor Christie.
Yeah, and it's not just them. It's all sorts of crap all over the nation. I mean, we run into, at least every state runs into either a group of legislators or a governor or whoever the heck it is that really puts their foot down and plays the fearmonger game and plays that other side. Mason Tvert had a great response yesterday to the 25 raids that happened here in Colorado. He said that, obviously these things are going to happen. I mean, no, he didn't say that. Obviously, people are going to grow. Obviously, with medical marijuana in Colorado being as it is, the caregiver situation being knocked out as it is, people are going to be growing in their basement. And what Mason Tvert comes around and says to this in response to these 25 raids and, the DEA calling, this out of hand and Colorado becoming a source state for marijuana. And that's your fault, by the way, DEA and state legislators for making it so like that. But his response was, if I don't get along here and forget it, was that it's time for we recognize the truth. It's time for marijuana to become equal with alcohol. It's time to regulate sales. It's time to regulate taxes and get all that done. I mean, it's well past that time where we already understand the wasted resources. You can put a dollar amount on each one of these raids. You can put a dollar amount on each one of the people that are in prison, incarcerated because of these situations. And what does it really help? What are you really stopping? I mean, one of the things that they said for those 25, ooh, dude just takes a biff there on the mountain. Ooh. Buttermilk Mountain sounds like it might be a beautiful place to take when it's full of snow, a beautiful place to take a face dive. But if you're, going off a kicker 60 feet in the air, landing on backside board, slamming your head into the ground, no, that's not going to work. That's just not going to work.
A little too intense there.
Oh, he just hit the kicker. Anyway, it's well past the time to be able to rationally almost discuss this with some people, because it's like they have nothing their side can bring to ours in order to keep marijuana from being regulated to keep it illegal. I mean, I ranted and raved about this commercial. I mean, have you seen it? I don't know if they play it in your area, but I kick it out of my head. Enabling is a drug. Yeah, enabling is a drug. It's the new ONDCP commercial pitch.
I've not seen that yet.
Oh, Steve, man, you should Google this. Enabling is a drug.
I'll do that.
ONDCP. It's the newest one that's out there, and it talks about how, parents are basically the new drug, enabling their children to do things and have parties and buy them alcohol and.
Sounds like they're going for the guilt trip approach, throwing that on parents.
Yeah, but it's still pitched towards the children, though. I mean, is what the problem is. And then the other thing of it is that they're just outright proving that they're lying, and that they'll continue to lie. It's like, all right, well, enabling is not a drug. Period. End of story. That's all there is to it. So,
right.
What else you got for us, Steve?
Let's see. There was an article that I would like to bring to people's attention that Ron Marksick, he's the guy that does a lot of medical stuff for us on Poke of the Town, and he's been absent since November. He was taking a little break. He's back now, and he's done a new piece on marijuana used as a treatment for anxiety and depression. And as usual, Ron backs his assertions up with a bunch of scientific papers, all linked back to the original sources. So people that are interested in medical marijuana as a possible treatment for anxiety and depression without the toxicity and the side effects associated with Big Pharma's pills that they'll give you for those things, might want to check that out. It's a nice piece, and I'm glad to see Ron back on the site again after a couple of months.
That's good. That's good, too. I see also here on your site, this infographic looks pretty interesting, too. The illegal drug violence in Mexico.
Yeah, there's a lot of info in that thing. I learned quite a bit myself from it. It goes pretty in-depth into the main cartels down in Mexico. I learned a little. Wow.
Latest estimate is around 40,000 drug-related deaths during the Felipe Calderon's 5 years as Mexico's president. And
that's a real war there, that 40,000 people.
And geez, man, all right, from 2006 to 2010, that's 4 years. 4 years. My math's not the greatest, but I think I can get that. 62 deaths in 2006, 2007, 2,826 deaths, 2008, 6,837 deaths, 2009, 9,614 deaths, and last year, 2010, 15,273 deaths. 89% of these deaths believed to be gang members involved in turf wars. 70% of murders are occurring in just 85 of the 2,500 municipalities in the entire country. Wow.
It's just pure insanity, and they keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. Their approach to the drug war has been no more enlightened than ours. And, of course, ever so often, one of the Mexican political leaders might speak up and say something like, well, look, maybe we should consider another approach. Maybe we should legalize and tax. But whenever they do that, not only are they attacked by the right wing there, but they also hear from the federal government here in the United States, which every time they've said anything about that, we tell them, look, don't you remember you signed this treaty that says you're not going to legalize pot? So it seems that they aren't just left to decide that for themselves, that the United States feels that they have to have their say in what goes on in Mexico as well.
Yeah, wow. It's just really interesting reading this infographic. I mean, wow. It really is. I mean, a lot of this information lists off a bunch of profiles of the main Mexican drug cartels, what they've been involved in. It looks like here this Sinaloa, I don't even know how to say that.
Sinaloa, I think.
Yeah, Sinaloa. No, say it again. Sinaloa. Yeah, Federation. The largest.
I may be getting it wrong too.
Yeah, the largest, most influential cartel. In July 2011, 120 hectare. Is that how you say that? Hectare. I see. I've even heard that measurement before. Marijuana growing up uncovered in Baja California, run by Sinaloa. That's a big-ass grow, probably.
Reputation. Yeah, that's a huge one.
Reputation for buying off officials. Some speculate the Federation is involved with ruling party in Mexico. In July 2010, Army kills another leader of their... Man, it's just like... And it was funny when you do look through these graphics. The funny part of it is that somebody replaces another person along the line. It just keeps going and going and going, like the Energizer Bunny.
It will go on forever, as long as there are these really wild profits available for the taking. Always there's going to be somebody else willing to step up into the hot seat of leading whatever cartel just lost their leader. There's always going to be another person willing to risk everything for that kind of profits.
You also had on your website there, tokeofthetown.com, another worth repeating article. Talks about marijuana treating anxiety and depression. And I think there's certain kinds of marijuana that treat anxiety and depression better, but I can say, I really do think that I don't know, man. It takes high doses of marijuana to treat my anxiety. Extremely high doses of marijuana. Like we're talking.
I think that is true of a lot of patients.
Yeah, we're talking like I'm taking. Like I mean, I could smoke probably half a gram sometimes if what I need, and this is Earl or wax or whatever concentrate. I could probably smoke, a quarter to a half a gram at a sitting, and that's kind of what I need at the time. And some people are like, damn, that's crazy. But seriously.
Some recreational users just, they don't understand that it really does take that kind of dosage to alleviate the symptoms for a lot of patients.
Yeah. The one token goodbye. I mean, I wish it were that easy, but anyway. You can find that.
It would be a lot cheaper, wouldn't it?
It would be a lot cheaper. Luckily, we got some good friends here in the state of Colorado that help us out here on the John Doe Radio Show and take care of us. And we don't have to worry too much. At least I haven't had to worry too much. So I grew for a long time, man. So I really took care of myself for the longest time. And it just became too much. Once they the whole thing came about, they were talking about maybe coming after media people, and then the internet piracy bill, and then the crackdowns that are happening here in Colorado. It just became almost a no-brainer for me to get rid of my garden. I mean, at some point in time, you're going to get harassed about it, just being in the position I'm in. And I'd like to lay down at night and not wait for them to come through the door, and be like,
right.
If they're going to come
I think really high-profile people, especially in media jobs like ours, that's a consideration, because if you piss certain people off and they know you have a garden, who knows what could happen.
Dude, for real, that's the number one thing that comes to my mind, especially that was like with the kid. I never would talk about Lasan ever, 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 and it was for one simple reason, and that's because I didn't want somebody out there to get a hair up their ass, or somebody out there that was already listening, that was ready to, begin trouble, social services, the feds, whoever listens, to get a hair up their ass to come in and think that they can, be Mr. Save the Day or Mrs. Save the Day, because that's unfair and it's not right. So in protecting that, man, I amazingly kept quiet about it. I mean, when I need to shut up about something, I can shut up about something. So thankfully I have that trait. But it's scary.
It's a shame that things have to be that way, though.
It's scary.
That somehow marijuana of all medications is separated out and stigmatized in that way, where people all the time they lose parental visitation rights and all sorts of just travesties of justice that way, that they're basically being punished for using the medicine that works best.
Where are my sticky notes? I can't write. I'm forgetting. I want to write notes so that I don't forget stuff. But yeah, man. And continuing on a personal level of that, I mean, I don't know if throughout your life, but I definitely throughout, I'm only 28 years old, and there's a lot of learning, a lot of growing to do in my life. But one thing that I've noticed, and one of the pains in my life that I can relate with other cannabis users and other cannabis activists, business people, is that, raising a family or having a relationship in a situation that we're in, it's not like a normal situation. I mean, we are in, I was talking to a friend the other day, and it's like, in everything that I've been going through for the past 6 months, and sometimes I got to stick my head above the rabbit hole and kind of look around sometimes. And you don't want to. You really don't want to, because you enjoy our culture so much and you enjoy the people that you're surrounded with. It's like, Phil smokes, I smoke. Where we're at, everybody smokes, I mean, we're surrounded by these people that we care for, that care for the same things that we care for, aren't against the things that we are against. We have friendly conversations. But then it's, you standing next to that person at the convenience store or the supermarket, or that you have to deal with at the bank, or your realty company, whatever the hell it is. It's like you're almost playing a game of war. It's like you don't know if they're the enemy, you don't know if it's the other side, and sticking your head up above that rabbit hole sometimes, man, it's like you realize how hard the pressure it is. And even if they find out that you're who you are, I wear my hemp hoodlum jacket everywhere, it's got the big JDR logo. Some people give you that look, and that pressure can get to not only you, but it's you yourself as a person that can deal with that pressure. I'm fine with it. I know what I'm doing. I've devoted my life to it, but it's the family, it's the friends, it's the people that surround you, man. That can be really difficult on them.
It can be. It's exhausting to have to always wonder about that, and wonder where people are coming from when they come at you, and wonder if it's because you're a part of this movement. Now, of course, people like you and I, we chose to be where we are. We're committed, and we kind of have our eyes open as far as the things that come with being involved in this.
Yeah.
But the pity of it is, as you mentioned, our family members and people that we care about didn't choose this fight, but because of the nature of the drug war and of the high emotions on all sides about it, they can't help but be impacted by this same thing that impacts us. And it's really unfortunate that they have to worry about, maybe within their social circles, like my wife, for instance, that she has to worry about people who scorn cannabis or look down on it or are strongly opposed to it, believe that it's some drug conspiracy. She has to deal with that type of thinking, and that's a real drag. It's not fair to her that these social stereotypes are still causing her that kind of stress and that kind of embarrassment.
Yeah, man, it can really strain a relationship, and you definitely don't want anybody else in there to be able to throw something in to make it just even worse of a problem and worse of a situation. So just something for people to think about. We're not just information on this show. I also want to relate the feelings and experiences of the people that we get to speak with, because it's important. I mean, I look up to you, Steve. I look up to a lot of the people that can just teach us something, and be able to not only teach us something through the education of the words that you have and the news and all that stuff, but your experiences, and just the way that you are and act and just be. And that's important, man. And I talked about that when I first started the show with a lot of people, and with one person in particular, I tried to sit him down and explain to him about the importance of learning the history of who we are and where we've come from, and Jack Herrera and all these other great people that have fought and got us to the point that we are now, and Mark Emery. I mean, specifically with Mark Emery in my history, if the people in my company in John Doe Radio don't know who Mark Emery is and don't know the history of what he's gone through and what he's fought for, then I don't know if they need to learn that, because it's a huge part in why I sit here today, and it's a huge part in why a lot of other people, have what they have today, is because of not just Mark Emery, but everybody that sticks their head out of that rabbit hole, looks around, sees how crappy it is, goes back down and tells everybody, look, we got to rally these troops, and when it comes time for us to burst out, we really got to be firing. No more of these Q-tip army bastards.
That's exactly right. And we wouldn't be able to speak out the way that we can, and we wouldn't be able to have jobs within this culture the way we do if it weren't for a lot of people who had already taken huge risks, who had laid everything on the line, and who had totally invested in this culture before there was even a legal way to do so. I mean, there are a lot of people who put their lives on the line. There are a lot of people who got serious prison time, like Robert Platshorn serving 29 years for bringing good pot into the United States. There's people right now in jail cells like Mark Emery that are having to unjustly be punished for this crazy, irrational drug war. They're basically being offered up as martyrs to some sort of 20th century superstition that wore out its welcome a long time ago.
Always got to throw
whenever I tend to get unmotivated or depressed, I have to remember that I wouldn't be able to enjoy the culture the way I do without some huge sacrifices being made by a lot of people and some huge risks being taken by a lot of people. You're right in saying that we wouldn't even be the culture we are without those people that came before us and laid it all on the line.
Yeah, I got to throw the big homie Chris Barkowitz into the mix too. Because every time we mention somebody, and I defend him to the death, man. I don't give a damn what anybody think about Chris Barkowitz or whatever, whoever, however. He sits there in prison while I do the same thing that he did. He stuck his neck out to tell a story and to give people a little better of an understanding of where we come from. And now he sits with murderers and rapists, and I mean, it disgusts me, man. And almost every time we try and talk about it, and I get a little bit more hardened every time, but it still sort of brings a tear to my eye that, there's no difference between me and you and those people that are sitting there in prison, and there's just no difference between these shitty situations that we have to roll into, man. And I suggest everybody, if you get a second, just look into maybe giving $1 or $2 to a cannabis. There are great organizations out there that'll tell you, who you can donate to, and specifically, Chris Barkowitz over here in Englewood. If you get some time, money, energy, write these people, help them out. Eventually, if John Doe Radio can ever get fully off the ground, we can get another foundation started. That is my foundation, man, is to send money and help out however we can these people that are in jail for cannabis offenses be able to get the job skills that they need. I mean, these bastards charge, the prison people charge to learn skills, man. Now, I mean, you got to pay to get into, be paid, and it's just horribly ridiculous, and I would like to be able to give back someday to that situation. So
people should know that when they do write a letter to a prisoner, that really is going to make a huge difference in that person's day. I can tell you from experience that it can make all the difference in the world. Just to remember when you're inside there that someone on the outside remembers that you're in there and is thinking about you makes a complete difference in the way that you're able to handle what's around you when you're on the inside. To know that the outside world hasn't forgotten you really allows you to hold on to that thread of hope and to remember that you're going to get out of there someday. Yeah. So if anybody has been thinking about writing a letter to Chris Barkowitz or to Mark Emery or to any marijuana prisoner, please go ahead and do that. I guarantee you're going to put a smile on their face, and their day is going to be brighter when they get that letter.
For sure. What's this San Francisco indefinitely suspending marijuana dispensary licensing, man? We see California crackdowns coming like crazy. We got San Diego since the very beginning, Bonnie DeMonis there for a while and just crap there. You got LA right now trying to shut down the situation. What's going on in San Francisco?
It's kind of funny because on Monday they said they were going to start back issuing them since the Supreme Court's going to take a look at that PAC case from Long Beach. Okay. But then by Wednesday they had changed their tune back around again and said that all the permits are on hold indefinitely until they can receive some sort of assurance from the feds, basically, that there aren't going to be repercussions. I think they
27 licensed dispensaries in San Francisco is what you say.
What's that?
27 licensed dispensaries in San Francisco, about a dozen more applying for permits is what it looks like you say in this article.
Yeah, so there's about a dozen shops that some of them have been waiting a long time that, they don't know how long it's going to be now, if ever.
That's all I got to say about that. That's ridiculous, man. Frustrating actions happening by, I don't know, man. The fearmonger. There's nothing else.
Also, the community had kind of gotten behind Kamala Harris for Attorney General, but just because Steve Cooley was so bad, the medical marijuana community went to his opponent, who was Harris. So we were kind of hoping that she might step forward and stick her neck out and maybe give some guidance the way Jerry Brown did when he was Attorney General of California. His office issued guidelines for the operation of nonprofit collectives in California. So they had some sort of a clue what was okay under state law and what wasn't. They were hoping for some clarification from Harris, but she hasn't done that, and instead she sort of handed off the ball to the legislature and said, you guys need to clarify this law, rather than doing like Brown did before her and at least having some written rules. So
wow.
He kind of failed to lead there on that medical marijuana tip.
Wow. A couple other things here to talk to you about. I don't know how quick you got to go here. We can just hit off it. One, first of all, here, real quick, I want to mention I found an even cooler graphic, and he's even more incredible graphic. I'm really fighting off a migraine right now. I got some really bad pain through my right eye. Excuse me, Steve, if I get sidetracked or whatever, man. But yeah, I'm having some serious issues. The dare to keep, like even reading is a biznitch. The dare to keep kids off dare. I love this. I love this. I love this. I'm going to pass this around like crazy because, as we know, and we've read stories about it, written stories about it, time after time after time, or year after year after year now, DARE, the ONDCP, has done nothing but contribute to the use of children and other people. I love it. Founded in 1983, man. Founded the year I was born is what's crazy. Is what DARE was.
And the bad part about DARE and programs like it, well, one of the many bad parts, because there's a whole bucket load of things that are bad about it. But one of the worst is they tell these outrageous lies about how harmful marijuana is. And kids hear those, and then they go out in the real world, and maybe they have an experience or two with pot. And that light goes on, and they think, you know what, they were lying to me about this stuff. And, of course, the next thing that happens is they think, you know what, maybe they're lying about cocaine and methamphetamine too. And that is the way a lot of people make that big mistake and end up trying harder stuff because they were misinformed about pot to begin with, and then they don't trust what the warnings about the other stuff.
I believe you, man, and I believe you 100%. I also more buy into the fact that I think that they teach these kids, man. I've never seen crack in my entire life, dude. Never seen crack in my entire life. But DARE's brought me crack. Not brought me crack, but I mean they introduced me to it. I've seen people with methamphetamine rig in front of them before, but I mean teaching kids about these drugs they would otherwise have no clue about is what is crazy to me.
And the funny thing is the numbers show how useless the DARE program is. At best, all of that money, those millions of dollars, taxpayer money of course, at best it has no impact at all. And in fact, some of the numbers indicate that usage goes up after kids go through DARE.
Oh yeah, it
actually increases drug use.
One study shows 29% increase in drug use and a 34% increase in tobacco use in a DARE student study in Houston, Texas.
That's pretty incredible, and we're paying for that.
DARE students in suburban locations actually reported drug use rates 3 to 5% higher than students in the same settings that weren't in DARE. We got to do away with DARE and the ONDCP.
We absolutely have. It's the biggest boondoggle you can imagine. And at a time like this, when tax money is so often wasted on really idiotic stuff, that's one easily cuttable item that is not going to have any negative impact at all. In fact, as those numbers show, it actually increases the number of kids who experiment with this stuff. So it's a no-brainer. I mean, cut the budget for DARE and defund the ONDCP completely. That can only be a positive.
Why don't we just? Here's a good idea. Why don't we just knock the feet out from under the DEA, the whole drug war, and just take away funding from it all? Sounds like a plan to me. Give it into students.
And the sky wouldn't fall if we completely defunded the DEA.
It wouldn't. I'm sure a few DEA agents would, but that's okay. I'm fall over in amazement, that is.
They could
Don't want to go there.
Get honest jobs flipping burgers or something.
Yeah, they need to. They need to. You know, honestly, that's about all the skills some of them would have. I'm not even being funny here. I'm just stating a fact. Like, it's kind of scary, honestly. Really kind of scary.
With the kind of abuse of authority that we've seen on the part of a lot of DEA agents, I really wouldn't trust him with much more responsibility than manning the fries there at McDonald's.
Oh, a report just came out here. I just read recently about how there's going to be a huge look into how police are abusing their positions across the nation. It's becoming an increasing problem. Here in Colorado, man, we just keep rolling over safety managers. The situation, it's just crazy, dude, man. Why are we even dealing with this? The whole brotherhood police situation, man. And I don't want to disrespect police in any way. I'm not trying to say nothing here. It's well clear that I do not enjoy the presence of police officers, but y'all got a problem, and you know it. And the good ones know it, so fix it. It's all
there is really, the whole system is shot through with corruption. It's systemic corruption, and the pity is that the good cops get tarred with that same brush because there are so many of the bad ones. And like you said, there are a lot of good, honest guys who are in police work for the right reasons. Yep. But they get dragged down by these bad cops who are forever abusing their power and, just taking payoffs, getting involved in all sorts of corruption, and especially abusing the drug war.
Yeah, we had here recently where a couple of cops, had gotten involved with when they put up the Halo Cam system here in Colorado, in Denver, when the DNC was here. There's been the cops caught on that, which had been made pretty public, and the safety manager fired them after they had already been, punished or whatever. They went back to review and then ended up firing them. And I could be wrong on the specifics of the situation and which cops or whatever. But anyway, the safety manager ended up getting relieved and left. And then there's a new one that came in now. And now these cops are reinstated.
Wow.
Like, you're telling me there's no corruption in this bullshit. God dang, man. It drives me nuts. Anyway, one last thing for you here. I know I could go ramble on a long time today, man. This 4-year-old boy pulls out 9 bags of marijuana at school. I know as a parent, man, there's situations don't just jump the gun and think that stupid parents or whatever, man. Kids can do some really, really, really funked up stuff and be ninjas and get into things that they shouldn't get into and that are locked away and whatever. And I'm not sure about this situation. I'm just saying, what really was the bad that was going to come from this? Really?
Yeah, people freak out so badly, and it's if he had, some sort of poison in his pocket or something. But, I mean, under any worst-case scenario you can come up with, nobody would have been hurt by this. The fact is, the teachers have to, appear like they're horrified when this kind of thing happens. But the bad part is, if law enforcement gets involved, this kid was 4 years old, and he probably had no idea what marijuana even was. He just knew it was something that probably had been hidden away, so it must be pretty special.
Yeah, and here's something else to explain from personal life, and I don't even know if I should give this story, but I will. I'll give my experience here again. We were visited by CPS at one point in time, and then also there's a previous point in time to where I hadn't even made it in Denver, and luckily she don't listen to the show, because otherwise she would probably kill me for maybe she wouldn't kill me for telling this story. She would probably be proud that I told this story and it got out there, but there's a situation to where this was when we were even, either way, bottom line, details don't matter. We had a situation to where the kid had brought a baggie to school and it had mints in it. Just mints, and the kid had said something about, I don't know if it said something about, giving these kids mints or something, like, here's medicine or whatever, they were playing a game or whatever, man. And
Right.
it gets home, and one of these kids, hands over this mint to like their parents or something, and says, "Oh, this is medicine or whatever. What is this?" Or it gets blown out of proportion, basically, as
Wow.
sometimes these situations do. And the next day, there's like police at the school, police talking to our child, which
Wow.
when I say our child, I mean it's not my blood child, but still I consider her mine. But they had talked to the children without permission from either myself or the ex, and
That's really bad.
sat down with the kids and discussed the situation, and it was ridiculous, extremely ridiculous. And what was funny is the little one thought that she might get into trouble so much because it was so much with the police being involved and the 20 questions. And who knows? I've been in a room before 20 questioned by detectives, by police. It's one of the worst damn things that you can go through. I mean, they'll coerce you to say anything.
That goes for adults, that it's really stressful and traumatic. So imagine if you're a little kid.
Yeah, I would have never let her in a million years, ever in a million years. And there's what can you do? What do you do to a cop? What do you do to a police? I mean, the things that you would think of if another person were to get your children alone and talk to them about some craziness and press them that hard. I mean, the things that go through your mind of what you would want to do to those people, you can't do that to a cop.
Right, try any of that and be in jail real fast.
I can't even think about that. What I would do, that's not even a legal thought, but still it happened, and it's disgusting. And then what happened with the situation after finally the police ended up contacting people was maybe it's a mint. No, there would be no medication. Because see, here's the thing: they took it to the pharmacist, and the pharmacist, looked through it and tried to look up the pill or whatever, and couldn't find out what the fark it was. So they came back to the school and was like, "All right, well, we don't know what this is." Da 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 da. So I think it was the ex that suggested, "Well, maybe it's a mint." So the police went down to the convenience store and started popping open mint packages. Sure enough, it's a mint.
They matched it with a mint, huh?
It's a mint. It just drives me nuts, man. All this for nothing. All this trouble that could have ended up, with just who knows what it could have ended up with. Possible drug charges, the kid getting taken away, just insanity, man. We have to start thinking about the drug war in a deeper way than just this. It's just marijuana. Oh, it's just this. It's just that. No, their rights being taken away from everyone, everywhere. Your children. Jeez, man. Think about this stuff, and next time you go to the polls, vote for that guy that wants to do away with the drug war and not keep it going, man. Maybe consider that your one topic vote, because that's how I do it now.
Well, there is so much abuse of the drug war against people, and there are so many people who have unjustly had their kids taken away from them. It just boggles the mind to think about it. And the human toll is unimaginable. Those kids lose their parents, those parents lose their kids, and everybody's lives are disrupted forever. It doesn't have to be that way for a simple plant like marijuana, and it's time that we stop doing that.
Yeah, it is definitely time that we stop doing this BS because, I mean, man, like you said, the damage that is being caused and the ridiculousness that what people have to go to is just insanity. So anything else you got for us today, Steve?
I guess I'll get back to the grindstone.
Good times.
See if I can get a couple more stories out before I declare the weekend begins.
You seem like you're a night owl like me too, man. Like you're up late too.
Yeah, I stayed up later than I planned last night because it was like almost midnight, and then I get a tip on that Washington Legislature story. So then there was at least another hour before I got to go to bed.
Yeah, damn, man. The midnight man, we got Midnight Crew online. I know that there's a few of us that support each other and stuff. So, and also I want to say big shout out to I don't know if is Rainier Wellness, is that the name of the people that Amy's from? Amy always supports us here at the John Doe Radio Show, always giving likes on the Facebook pages and stuff, and gave us a holler.
Rainier Wellness in Tacoma, that's the place. And they have great medicine, I can tell you that. Not only that, but a wonderful selection of edibles, too.
Yeah.
And they have knowledgeable bud tenders. Yeah. Amy is among the best of the best.
Yeah, it seems like she's really awesome and stuff. So, yeah, I wanted to holler at that. And also Shane and Willie Hempseed, Yellowana, Denton Ramsey, WikiWhack DJ, NC Nick, all these great people that give us some awesome feedback. We really appreciate your guys' feedback a ton, and I'm sure, Steve, you're just millions of fans that give you feedback. Man,
it's a real life community, man. I love it.
This stuff you do is insane, man. You put something out, and there's like thousands of people be clicking on your sometimes. So, all right, well, have yourself a great day. TokeAtTheTown.com is where you can catch Steve Elliott's work. Also, SeattleWeekly.com for the reviews on smoke signals. We appreciate it, buddy.
All right, have a great weekend.
You have a great weekend. Smoke too much.
Will do. Bye-bye.
See ya. Good times on the JDR. Like I said, good times with Steve Elliott. Appreciate him. All right, what should we go to now? Should we just call it a day? I'm feeling it, man, right now. I feel like my right arm wants to go through the wall because it's just I'm not trying to whine, so we ain't even going to get to that. I just get these headaches, and my right arm just gets tight sometimes. My arm, I don't know, it just funks up my entire motor functions, and you want to slam Sherman Tank into the damn wall. At least we get to watch some X Games. Wonder what this guy's going to do right here. Wish I knew the name of these things. If I knew the name of these tricks and stuff, I'd probably be announcing them. I got to announce a few great downhill skiing and crazy stuff while I was up there in Steamboat. But, man, you really got to know what the hell you're talking about when you know these tricks like frontside 1180, double rodeo McTwist, Farkin' A. I got Shaun White snowboarding at home, like on my PS3, Shaun White snowboard. It's just one of the sickest games ever. I love it. I love it. Speaking of that, man, last night was one of the first nights I wanted to actually pick up the controller and play some video games in a long time. But then I was like, I got some graphs to go over. Maybe this weekend we'll get to it. We'll see what's up. You got anything planned for this weekend, Phil? I'll turn up the mic there.
Nothing major.
Nothing major? Major?
No, nothing.
All right. Kim, I think, has got some huge plans this weekend. She's not here anymore, though, right? Is she gone?
I think she started her plan.
Open that door up. Is she here?
Nope.
Best of luck to Kim and what she's up to and everything. Right?
Yep.
Good times on the John O Radio Show. Big times to everybody that makes this show possible. Also, big times to Rare Dankness Seeds, 812-970-812-DANK. 970-812-DANK. You can get yourself some seeds put in your shop. I suggest you go with them quickly, because if you want to get a hold of like the Moonshine Haze, it ain't going to be available for long. RareDankness.com also got a brand new website. Easily navigatable. RareDankness.com. Big thanks to A Cut Above in Denver, 1911 South Broadway. Oh, I fucking forgot almost. Why you let me forget? Did you remember and you just didn't want to interrupt or something? The giveaway? You forgot, too. That's all right. All right. Hey, this Tuesday, we're giving away a massive, dude. Spread the word around. I'm going to be spreading the word around on Facebook. All right, Swagger Glass. Going to be doing this incredible giveaway. I'll read it for you. Contest anyone. This is what Don K put out. See, I call him Don K. His donk. He's going to come over here. He's going to come in here and donk me in the head with one of these pieces. Donk. Contest anyone, so we're going to do a giveaway. Glass Swagger has a new prototype perk that was designed by Sean Lawrence and made by Donk Lester. We will be making an appearance on the John Doe Radio Show this Tuesday, 1/13/12. Wait, no, 1/31/12. I'm not dyslexic, honest. 1/31/12. At some point during the John Doe Radio Show, we're going to unveil and announce the name of the new perk. The first person, the very first person to go to Mad Hatter Smoke Shop's Facebook. Fucking talk, dude. First person to go to Mad Hatter Smoke Shop's Facebook page and post the name of the perk wins the first signed and dated prototype of this perk. We'll announce... Going to also be announcing how you can buy one of these if you're not the lucky collector to win it. So listen closely, because you never know when we'll announce the name. And make sure you friend request Mad Hatter Smoke Shop on Facebook before, so that you can post your answer up quickly when you hear it. Big thanks to all the guys at Mad Hatter Smoke Shop. Big thanks to all of us at the John Doe Radio Show. Big thanks to Don K. God damn it. Big thanks to Dunk. Big thanks to Trainwreck. Big thanks to Glass Swagger. It's Swagger Glass, right? What? Wait, what?
Swagger. I think they go Glass Swagger or...
It's just Swagger.
Yeah,
Swagger Glass is what it is.
Yeah,
Swagger
Swagger's
Glass.
on their label.
Anyway, I put up a link on my website. Put up a link on the John Doe Radio Show Facebook page. God damn, the X Games is distracting right now. I put up a link up on my Facebook page. The Timmy Facebook page with the contest. So check it out. Damn, man. I want to win. We'll see what's up on that. So make sure you tune in this Tuesday. It is this Tuesday for Glass Tuesday with Mad Hatter Smoke Shop. 6091 West Colfax Avenue is where you can go in Denver to check out Mad Hatter Smoke Shop. 303. I forgot it, so I got to pop down this thing here real quick. 303-953-7015. 303-953-7015 is the number over there to Mad Hatters. Also, like I said, A Cut Above Denver has got some incredible specials for you, the awesome listeners of the John Doe Radio Show. If you'd like to head down to them, you can get a free vaporizer with the purchase of a couple ounces. Also, with the purchase of an ounce, you get a free glass piece. In the past 24 hours, I've had the hiccups more than I have ever had in my entire life. I don't know what's up with that. Also, big thanks to CPM, Compassionate Pain Management. Big thanks to, like I said, Mad Hatter Smoke Shop. Big, massive thanks to Pink House Blooms, the Cherry Company, the Pearl Company, Teapot Lounge. If you do not head to these good people's place, then you ain't going to experience the incredibleness that is the ISO wax hash. They also carry selected Nicotease products. Huge mad thanks to those guys. Rare Dankness. Go to raredankness.com to check out the brand new website they have. They got them split up into awesome categories. There's a special Kush category for you Kush heads out there. Also, big thanks to Platte Valley. Hopefully we can keep Platte Valley on as a sponsor. Holler at them. Tell them you appreciate them as the John Doe Radio Show's sponsor, all right? They're across the street from the Denver Aquarium. Holler at them. They got $15 Wax Wednesdays. Not quite sure exactly what special is for today, but it is just, bam, people just compete with each other, all right? Mad thanks to Adam Dunn and Hemp Hoodlum and TH Seeds. Love my coat, especially when it's snowing outside and you can throw up the hoodie. I feel sorry for anybody that does not have a Hemp Hoodlum TH Seeds gear, because if you cold right now and you ain't got one, you need to get yours. DudeGrows.com. Big thanks to GrowWise, 3225 South Wadsworth Boulevard. 3225 South Wadsworth Boulevard. Handmade Apparel. Big thanks to the big homie Adam Hand. You rock, dude. I still need a new hat. Really would love to get a new hat. Get with me on that, on what design too, what style of hat I want. Actually, this new era cap, medium large, I kind of dig. Where the hell my zip up went, I have no clue. December brought it back to the Hood Lab one night is the story, and it's gone. One of a kind. Hopefully somebody's enjoying it and it's not just like in a trash can somewhere. But if you'd like to get your JDR gear, head to handmadeapparel.biz. Big thanks to Edson, Maton, and Mats. Run on Grass, which is Georgia Edson's fantastic pro get active cannabis organization. Go runongrass.com. Big thanks to Mile High Wellness. Also, littlemanhosting.com. If you need hosting, check out littlemanhosting.com. We wouldn't be anything without Little Man Hosting, because if Little Man Hosting goes away, so does the hosting for John Doe Radio Show, therefore the John Doe Radio Show. Also, big thanks to Top Shelf Extracts, 855-710-EARL, 855-710-ERRL is who you can call. Get your product from Top Shelf Extracts. Wholesale buys, and our brand new sponsor here on the John Doe Radio Show, going to be talking about a lot of extracts here in the very near future, so check it out, all right? And we're going to have giveaways. You're not going to be able to win the awesome giveaway from Dunk and Trainwreck and Swagger Glass this Tuesday from this location. You're just going to have to listen in this Tuesday, 11 Mile High Time. But we do still have some shirts to give away. Still going to be giving away a Silver Surfer Vaporizer. Make sure you holler at me. John Doe Radio Giveaway at gmail.com. John Doe Radio Giveaway at gmail.com. Do not email my personal email. If you're a company that would like to advertise with us, holler at me. John Doe at johndoeradio.com. We would appreciate your business, hugely appreciate your business. We need to do a few things, and we would like to partner up with you on those things. All right? All right. I think that's going to do it for today, man. I always hate saying goodbye to you guys for the weekend. I always hate not coming in on a Saturday and Sunday, but need that little break. Sometimes I don't feel like I need the break. I would rather be here, but have yourselves a fantastic weekend. Smoke too much. Phil, as I asked you before, you ain't got too much planned for the weekend?
Yeah, not too much.
Nothing?
Yeah.
Nothing doing. Yeah, neither do I. Wish I was going to Aspen. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Come over and hang out. Smoke a little with us. With me.
I'm down.
By us, I mean me and the dogs.
I'm down.
All right. Starting to get bummed. Damn it. Fuck it. I'm just going to watch the X Games all weekend. Y'all have yourselves a great time. Until we meet again on Monday. Smoke too much. I am your host, John Doe. We will have Monday on the show with this CPM talking about what it's like to be on the insides of a dispensary. And who knows what else we'll bring to you. Who knows, man? Glass Tuesday, remember that giveaway. Tell your friends, all right? I'm John Doe. Till we meet again on Monday. Have a great weekend. Smoke too much. See ya.
Radio show is produced by Charlie Entertainment. The John Doe Radio Show programming is not limited to but includes information, humor, on counterculture subjects and is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. We specifically include responsible marijuana reform. Besides, listening to anyone mention laws is like stupid. We accept no responsibility for your actions or misrepresentations, and we do not fully endorse the use of illegal drugs. You are ultimately responsible for yourself.
John Doe Radio.
Radio.
Live.